Hello, hello. Just waiting a couple of minutes. It's been a while since I've went live, since I've gone live. So I'm going to wait a couple of minutes. Hello, hello. Oh, hi, people. Okay, I got two folks on. Well, that's good for me not to have been here in a while. So I just wanted to just talk a little bit because I haven't been here in a few days. And I'm just going to be completely transparent because there's no need of not being transparent. I don't care how crazy it sounds, because it is going to sound crazy, but at this point, I don't care. I'm learning to make the Most High my center and my source. And so I basically, I haven't been on here. It's hard to come on here often because there's nothing really for me to talk about. I don't really care about things that's happening in the world. It's not that I might not watch things like, well, I don't have a TV by choice. But like I still look at YouTube and I might look at things that are streaming. Not too much though. I don't look at too much. I have to say I don't look at too much. I've said before that I have realized that this is an afterlife for me. Okay. I've realized either I'm in a coma, the real me that's in the real world, because this is a fake world. This is actually a part of my subconscious mind. And this is an aspect of me in my own subconscious mind. And I've come down to a lower frequency at where I am right now. Where I was above, the person that's either in a coma or either died was could be what you call serious B or something like that. Okay? And I came down to was Earth or whatever. But I don't sometimes I don't feel like this is Earth. And sometimes I feel like we've been taken away from Earth. But I don't know. You got to be really aware with your consciousness and with all these technocrats and all this stuff going on. Agreeing to all this technology like that, it's very easy for them to transfer your consciousness somewhere else, and you'll think that you're on Earth and you're in Mars. And I really believe some people might be in Mars and they think they still on Earth. They've been on Saturn for a long time and they thought they were still on Earth. A lot of people don't understand that their consciousness continues to be transferred, agreeing to all of the technology and everything. And then we see things on TV or whatever make us. That's why for me, I feel like sometimes it's important to travel. But anyway, I don't want to get too far off. So I was saying that this is a version of myself that's in the afterlife. Basically, what I call the afterlife is an aspect of your subconscious mind after you have actually lived in the real world. I think in the real world, I don't even know if you see shadows. Like you might not see a shadow of yourself in the real world. I don't know why we see shadows of ourselves. I don't know if that's normal. The shadow, when you look at your shadow, this is just from my understanding. that's actually pretty much your soul, where your soul is right now. That's actually more of the real you than who you see when you look in the mirror. But anyway, I realized that everybody I talk to and everybody I see, when I get a chance to just sit back and relax, I realize that everything I see is an aspect of my subconscious mind. And that's what the afterlife is. I realize the afterlife is basically everything like that's in your subconscious after you pass away, and what is the heaviest. Whichever is the heaviest is what you're going to experience. You know? So the reason why I don't really get into a lot of these stories that's going on too much, because I know it's not real. I realize this is a false world. And I try not to get too involved in stuff that I know that is false. I try not to get too hung up in it. Even though sometimes it's entertaining to talk about, I try not to take it too seriously. But yeah, no, I just haven't been really interested in the gossip and stuff. But basically, I mean, if I do choose to talk about things that's going on, I might as well talk about things like it's a movie, because what we're living is actually a movie. So, I guess the same way you talk about a movie, you can talk about the things that's going on. And I'm going to tell you this. It is really time for me to get into purpose. And when I say purpose, I'm talking about my soul's purpose. Now, I've been knowing since 2023 that I'm supposed to sing. It's never been my dream to sing. But I've realized that is what will align me with my soul. What will align you with your soul is doing what makes your soul very happy. And so that's why I don't agree with a life of having to work just to pay the bills, and then you barely have any time left to do the things you love. But see, I'm not even going to complain about that anymore, because the more and more for me that I make the Most High my source, and I make the Most High my center. And when I say the Most High, people who are used to me know I'm not talking about a religion. I'm not talking about a religious God. I'm not talking about somebody in religion. When I say the Most High, I'm talking about the Most High for me. The Most High for me. When I continue to make the Most High my center, then the reality is going to be shown to me in a way that the Most High wills for my reality to be, other than my ego. See, a lot of times, some of us, when we say, oh, I got to do this and that, and I don't have time or whatever, a lot of times it's because we have chosen to do what we wanted to do, or we have chosen to survive or whatever. Most of us make decisions without consulting the Most High. And the reason why some people don't consult the Most High, because they really are not in tune with the frequency of the Most High to know the answer. But for some people are in tune with the Most High. Now, for some people who are actually in tune with the Most High to know the answer and choose not to even ask, and know goodness well if they were to ask, they know the answer right away. That's something different right there. Because that is rebellion. But for some people, they wouldn't know the Most High's voice because they're not in tune. So they wouldn't know who's telling them to do what. So that's a matter of discernment right there. But some people have very good discernment that know that when the Most High is speaking to them. And so sometimes when you can make decisions and you know to hear the Most High right away because your discernment is that good that you hear the Most High right away, like you know the Most High's voice. Oh my goodness, you know. But I'm not gonna judge because everybody got something, everybody have something going on. Uh, I do want to say, even though I know everybody that I see is an aspect of my subconscious mind, there are some people I choose not to look at, and some of the people I choose not to look at are some of these people who are prophets and prophetesses. I choose not to look at it. And the reason why is because they keep talking about what God said was coming. Why would you don't need to tell me what God said is coming. You don't need to tell me what God said is coming. God said that the world is going to blow up by 2027 and the whole world is going to blow up. Well, you might blow up, but some people might not be in that particular world. They always miss the part of the Bible that says, pray to make sure that your eyes won't see it. Something could be prophesied for where the consciousness is at this time in the direction consciousness is going. Then that prophecy stands in the direction of that particular consciousness. But if you decide to disconnect from that type of consciousness and you go in a different direction, you're not going to see it. So a lot of these people, this is why I don't really care for being a Christian, is because they don't understand different realities. They don't understand that realities can be different. They say God said something's going to happen. God said doom and gloom. God said this, and it could be doom and gloom for a certain. If you're going in a certain direction, and if you keep going in the direction that that continues to be on a low frequency, then it might be doom and gloom. But if you go in a direction that continues to be on a higher frequency, then you're not going to see those things. And Christians, for me, a lot of Christians that I see that want to be prophets and prophetesses, for some reason they don't get that part of it, and that's why I can't do it. I can't do religion because I feel like religion don't give you a chance to grow spiritually. If you're in religion, you're not able to grow spiritually. Some of these people who are prophetesses have said something that's going to happen and it didn't happen. And then they want to go on, but when it don't happen, they say, oh, it's the devil, whatever. You're the devil. That's why you need to start talking about what God is saying. People need to learn how to speak to God for themselves. People need to learn how to speak to God for themselves. I'm not going to go to somebody and say what God taught me to tell you. I don't really care for that. But anyway, yeah, I just felt like getting back on here and talking. But that's what I've been doing. I've been concentrating just kind of on myself, looking at things, yeah, but just mostly concentrating on myself. Well, not really concentrating on myself, getting myself in alignment with the Most High. Getting more out of the ego, getting more out of the shadow, and getting more in alignment with the Most High, because what people don't understand is that we've been looped around. I'm going to say this world, the way I see it, it's been looped around for at least about 7 times that I saw in 2023 or early 2024. I saw that I've been looped around at least about 7 times. That I keep experiencing the same thing over and over. It's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. There's a song called The Clock Song by Andre 3000. That's on this movie called Idlewild. And it's on the Idlewild soundtrack. And it's called The Clock Song. And they said, the clock only halts when you waltz in new. The clock only halts when you waltz in new. So it's like we're living the same thing over and over again, and we're taking it like it's a new day, but really we're repeating the same thing over and over again. We're repeating the same thing over and over again. So a lot of stuff that I see, I'm aware that I've already done this before, and I don't want to keep acting like it's something new. Just because I don't remember all the details of me doing this before doesn't mean that I don't realize I've already done this before. I'm inside of a loop of my own subconscious mind. I'm inside of a loop. So I don't want to keep reacting to these things because I realize I've already been here before. So I need to stop looping. you know. Anyway, children, what are my kids doing? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Yeah. That's it. That's it, kids. That's about it. I mean, I don't have anything special going on. I don't want to go out and be around too many people. I need to have fun, but at the same time, I want to be careful with people. The reason why is because I don't want to get into some. At this point, I only want to get into what I'm supposed to be doing as far as my soul's purpose. I don't want to get into any other situation that's going to cause me to take this world too seriously, because I know it's all false. Anyway, I just felt like getting online because I haven't been live in a while. So just checking in, and I will talk to you later. Okay.